Me to my tomato, attaché to my tomato. If you win, then I may win, and if I win, then I win. I don't wanna waste no time. Tell you that I love you, 'cause you always on my mind, and you know I got you too. I don't wanna waste no time. Tell you that I love you, and you know I got you. Yes, you know I got you. As you there for me, I go there for you. Holiday for me, now holiday for you. Say you they pray for me, 'cause I they pray for you. Every day we dey together.
Hello Lagos, I am SP Benjamin Hundeyin, Police Public Relations Officer, Lagos State Command. You are listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. If you see something, say something.
Yo, what's up, man? It's the S to the KALES Scales, and you're listening to 98.3 Mainland FM. You done know. Boom! Oh, yeah, shake body.
Alright, what up, peeps? It's your man Vector the Viper, aka VEC. Teslim in the building, and this right here is Mainland 98.3 FM. Keep it locked in.
Hello there, your number one sports show on radio, Sports Cruise, from 6 to 7 p.m. every weekday, only on 98.3 Mainland FM. Sports Cruise, 6 p.m. weekdays on 98.3 Mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher.
Like I said, during the pre-match conference, when I was asked about what is our preparation towards today's match, I said we are going to console ourselves with the match, at least to go for the third place medal, because that is not what we really might aim for. But at least halfway is better than none. I would say it was a good match, and we are happy to be the third team in the competition. I think I cannot answer the question just straight ahead. In this one, my little explanation. We have a team that we are not being clinical in front of goal. That has been the problem from the first match even today. The problem still persisted. So I think that is a major problem in this championship, and it's good. It's good that we are able to detect the problem, and we know where we need to fortify, where the weakness is in the team. Because if we look at all our matches, we start the build-up very well from the rear, come to the middle, we transit very well, but anytime we get to the final third, we tend to be so wasteful in front of goal. But like I said, I should evaluate. I am a coach. I will be able to know what will I give them, or would I evaluate the team from 1 to 10. Maybe you, the journalists, should be able to do that also. Allowing your team to concede before you come from behind, whoever coach in the world that says that is a tactics, he must be playing with fire. Because if you think it's tactics, in some matches it will not work. The only thing I think happened was we were a bit careless when the game started. You know, the game, they scored the first game in 3 minutes into the game. So I think we're just being careless, and fighting back.
A very good evening to you. Welcome to Sports Cruise Live on Mainland 98.3 FM. It's an amazing time to be on radio, 6 to 7 p.m. every Monday to Friday. I would always come around there to take you around the world of sport, every single sport you can imagine. And of course, it's my pleasure to have you join us. I trust your weekend was sports filled. Yes, mine was amazing. From the Formula One to tennis to Nigerian Premier Football League to the English Premier Premier League to the Spanish La Liga to the tennis that would also go down the wires. There's so much to talk about on the show today. Of course, the National Sport Festival started off yesterday with the opening ceremony, but a state was missing in the arrival parade. We'll talk about that state and why they actually couldn't make it for the opening ceremony. Of course, actions have started already, and some teams are from Davido and Asha at the opening ceremony yesterday. Maybe that's the very first time you get to watch Davido live for free. For the people that were at the Moshood Abiola Sport Complex in Abeokuta yesterday, it was a spectacle to behold. All of the reviews I've gotten about the opening ceremony, I didn't go there live, and from a lot of my friends that are athletes and journalist colleagues that are in camp, they are saying everything is good, that the accommodation is solid, all the athletes are calmed, and their provision has been made. I'm hoping that I'll be able to sustain this momentum from now to the end of the compete for sports Ogun State. Mr. Olakpade, so you understand what it means to put off and the demand of putting up such a master showpiece. So Ogun State has to deliver, and it looks like they will certainly do that. So we have all of that on the show today as well. For the Nigerian Women's League, the Super 6 was completed, and we have a winner once again. You're welcome. It's an amazing time on radio. We started off the show with an interview with Coach Aḻyǐ Zubair, the coach of the national under-20 side that came third. The just concluded under-20 African Cup of Nations in Cairo, Egypt. And of course, the Amajitas, they call the Junior South Africa, won their very first under-20 African AFCON title when they defeated the Young Atlas Lion. Was in 1997, and Morocco defeated South Africa by a goal to nothing. So it looks like it's payback, but hey, a big one for South Africa right there. But the most important thing for the Flying Eagles is that we have qualified for the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. This AFCON serves also as the qualifier where the top 4 placed teams at the AFCON will fly the flag of Africa at the FIFA Mundial in Chile. So a big one for the for the Flying Eagles, and you heard Coach Aḻyǐ Zubair saying that they know where their problems are. It's about not finding their scoring booth. They won only one match by a regular 90 minutes all through the tournament, which is their opening game. Their second game, they played a draw against Morocco. The third game, they played a draw against Kenya. The next game, they had to rely on the ballot of the penalty to knock out the defending champion Senegal. And of course, their last game, which they lost, they didn't score any goal. This last time around, they needed a penalty again to defeat their Egypt 3-1 via penalty. So I'm sure the coach has enough time now to work on his tactics, get his guys scoring. We've got some potentially solid finishers in the side. I don't know what's happening to the side. I don't know why they're not able to get their goals and get their scoring boot on. But hey, now Sports Festival Open was represented by the Vice President, VP Kashim Shettima, and of course there were governors of Bayelsa, governors, like they would always call them. But trust Lagos athletes, they're already setting the camp on fire. But hey, it's going to be a tough one this time around. Ogun State said they're hosting to win, and Lagos State also said they want to win. But trust me, Delta have won 8 of the last 10 national sport festival, and it looks like they're on course to do the same thing again. This time can't qualify for Europe again. Liverpool have also qualified for the Champions League. They've won the Premier League title again. It's just a matter. This weekend was Agbatomi's mom's birthday. So
my grandmother.
Your grandma?
Yeah, my grandmother.
That's your grandma?
Yeah.
Wait, that's your grandma?
Yeah.
And so when
maybe she looks young, but she's not that young. She's 72.
Okay. Whatever blood mutates in your family, I envy it. But hey, happy birthday to you, grandma. I mean, you've given us a solid grandchild, full of wisdom. Mommy Tomoa listens to the show, so I was thinking it was her birthday. I wanted to do a special shout out to her.
You can still do that.
We are still sending the daughter to the grandma. So happy birthday to you, grandma. I wish you the very best of everything. Long life, in good health, strong mind. I will pray that God will continue to preserve you and keep you for us. So, how did your weekend go? Apart from the family enjoyment of grandma's wedding.
My weekend.
Grandma's birthday.
My weekend was enjoyable for me in the French League One. That was Nice
versus breast.
Yeah. And
Miss
defeated breast 6 close to
breast
nil.
fell flat.
They fell flat. Exactly.
They were exposed.
Wow.
Ridiculed.
They were ridiculed.
They were viewed for free.
They were manhandled.
Come on.
But obviously, that also set the mood for the weekend. And for the very first time as well in over 40 years, we had the first winner of the first Italian winner of the Italian Open. That's what's her name now? I'm trying to Paolini.
I felt so pained.
The first woman, Italian woman to win the Italian Open in over 40 years, and then the men's final as well put on Sunday, and that was also between Jannik Sinner, the world number, obviously up against Carlos Alcaraz. Yes, and then Carlos Alcaraz ended all of that one, and then the Imola Grand Prix as well was very, very, very exciting.
What?
The fact that the Hamilton dominated that race from start to finish, the fact that what's his name now, Lewis Hamilton has also came in P4 for the very, very first time this season.
The first time he's finishing above his teammates.
Above his teammates, exactly. That's Charles Leclerc. And before that as well, even during the first qualifying race, only God saved Yuki Tsunoda. You could have ended his life. Yes. And I think that is also, we also have to give massive credit to, the master stroke that what's it called now? The FIA brought in with I'm trying to also remember this 3-pronged having a bad crash. But apart from that, it was an enjoyable weekend, and yes, hopefully this week also turns out
to win at Imola 4 times on the bounce. It was a crazy race. And then he took charge of the race from the first turn, from the first lap, and from then on, he was untouchable. He was absolutely untouchable. Well, McLaren still finished second and third. Closing it up was Piatrix and Charles Leclerc pushing things through for their teams. But hey, Verstappen making his first win in 5 races this season. He's really struggling with his car. But hey, let's see how lucky he could get. We'll talk about more of that. Onward number 1, Jannik Sinner.
Don't forget that even before this one, Jannik Sinner had not played in over 3 months due to his ban. So you know that. There's no.
I don't care. He played the entire tournament to get to the final.
Nah, come on.
But by the way,
let's judge him that way.
It looks like we have a new king of clay.
Yeah. Sure.
Carlos Alcaraz have not lost on clay since May 2024. 2024.
Exactly. I think he's the Rafa Nadal as well.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's the new king of clay.
Exactly.
At just 22.
On clay, Jannik Sinner is no match for him. And this one again, it was very solid. Right from start to bottom.
He just went through.
He's been incredible.
Well, let's see. On Sunday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu officially inaugurated the 22nd edition of the National Sport Festival tagged the Gateway Games 2024 in Ogun State. And that's Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State. The opening ceremony was held at the MK Abiola International Stadium in Kutu, Abeokuta. Attracted a large audience of dignitaries, sport lovers, and government officials representing the president. Vice President Kashim Shettima urged the athletes to uphold integrity and sportsmanship throughout the competition. The event was graced by prominent personalities, including the former President Olusegun Obasanjo, and Nobel laureate Professor Wole Soyinka, and governors of Anambra, Charles Chukwuma Soludo, Ademola Adeleke of Osun State. Others also, including the governor, the DG of the National Sports Commission, Bukola Olopade, the former Ogun State Governor Olusegun Osunbagbe, Otunba Gbenga Daniels, and Nigeria's football legend Segun Odegbami. This year's festival is expected to draw about 10,000 athletes from across the EP, emphasized the unifying roles of sports in Nigeria, declaring that nothing unites the country like sport. He announced the revival of the stand-alone National Sports Commission to ensure autonomous and innovative sport administration free from political interference. He says, and I quote, "We want to thrive, autonomous, innovative, and focused because we recognize its critical role in making Nigerians healthier, stronger, and more united." Governor Akpabio described the ceremony as a world-class and praised the opportunity to host the festival as a reflection of Ogun State's commitment to national development. It is not just a sporting event through the power of sport. So here we go. Well, the dancing governor stole the show at the opening ceremony. Osun State Governor stole the show with his dance move at the 22nd National Sport Festival in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State. Dancing to Davido's electrifying performance at the opening ceremony, Governor Adelé couldn't resist joining with his signature dance style to enlighten the crowd. Well, you'd always know, wherever I was conspicuously absent at the opening ceremony of the ongoing National Sport Festival tagged the Gateway State Games, currently taking place in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State. The event, which officially took off on the 18th of May, is scheduled to run through to the 30th, saw contingent from across the state in their marching traditional ceremonial parade, except for Benue, which had no representation on the field. According to the checks, Benue remained the only state without a registered contingent at this year's edition, as at the time of the opening ceremony. While efforts to reach the Benue State Commissioner for Youth and Sport, Honorable ᴅᴏᴛ for comment on the situation proved futile, as calls and messages were not responded to. Okay, already. Benue is here. We arrived late due to some hurdles on the way, but we are present here now and we are ready to participate. So we have all of the 36 states and the FCT here. I remember the last National Sport Festival, Taraba State sent only one athlete, just one. But as it is right now, all of the states are intact. 23 states have arrived as at 2 days ago. Late.
Okay, I mean, there's no excuse for that. They've had over how many months to prepare for this?
One, you want to beat
They've had over how many months to prepare for the National Sport Festival?
Benue is far from Ogun State. Maybe they left Makurdi late.
Okay,
have you seen the road in Otukpa?
If you fail to plan, you are planning to fail.
Let them fail first.
From the beginning, the National Sport Festival was to commence, I think, even since April, but it was postponed. I don't understand, why didn't they plan for all of the logistics? Why are they bringing up with why are they coming up with excuses?
There are exigencies and there are emergencies.
To our greatest surprise, when Benue State were called upon, we come.
Don't you read your Bible?
The way we play with
the way John the Baptist was the arrival man for Jesus Christ.
Something that you had months to prepare for.
See, a lot of things can. Now, let me tell you.
What kind of things,
I've been privileged to handle the media for a state during the National Youth Games. And I can tell you for a fact that a lot of things can go, maybe not wrong exactly, but a lot of tiny details could miss. Perhaps you already arranged for maybe 15 buses to move your contingent at the same time. Then as you are coming, maybe 1 or 2 buses develop fault on the way. You have to wait. So a lot of things can go wrong. They came in late. It's not like they can't listen.
Why can't the others go ahead to represent? I'm not even surprised if we can do that on the global scene.
Was Nigeria on the boat at the opening ceremony in Paris?
On the global scene, so I'm not surprised that this is happening.
I'm not making an excuse, and I totally understand where you're coming from. I mean, it's a show of pride for your state to be represented.
Did you see how other states came up with their different culture,
their traditions? It's also a show of pride for your country to be represented at games. I understand where you're coming from, but when there are emergencies like this, when there are exigencies that are not planned for be a part of the games, and because if you are not going to be a part, stripped of you, including hosting rights, because you have to participate before you can host.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So let's give Bet. It's been expected that we'll have about 10,000 athletes.
Yes, that's
overall. So in the course of the competition, we'll eventually get to know how many athletes we have when everyone resumes and reports to camp. So let's just keep our fingers crossed. Well, talking about keeping our fingers crossed, Inter Milan and Napoli would have to keep their Liga. It looks like the Barcelona boys partied so hard and then they lost to the yellow submarine Villarreal. 3 shots on target, all of the 3 Ter Stegen. Thank God it was not Ter Stegen that had been in good the entire season. I'm sure Barcelona will not win the league title.
It would have been a disaster.
Well, let's run through some of the results of games that were decided over the weekend before we come talk about the Italian Open in full details and of course the Formula 1 that we saw this weekend. Max Verstappen, his first win in 5 races, is struggling so far this season, but of course he's made it back to back wins. Talk about where does he rank? And the Premier League, all greats. Obviously, is Leicester City's greatest player of all time. 500 games, 200 goals, about 49 assists, 5 trophies,
the funniest thing was
1 golden boot winner.
He scored his 200 goal
on his 500. They give him a proper send forth. Yeah, that's some fantastic stuff.
Maybe it's greater than Aᴏ in Premier League history. Yeah. He is. He won the Premier League.
I think I'll agree with you.
Yeah.
On Saturday, I know you know me. I'll box you. Augsburg lost at home to Union Berlin by a goal to nothing. Werder Bremen defeated FC Eldheim by 4-1. Eintracht Frankfurt defeated Freiburg at home by 3-1. Bayern Munich are not taking their foot off the gas yet as they defeated Hoffenheim by 4-0 away from home. Mainz 05 and Bayer Leverkusen played a 2-2 draw. RB Leipzig and VfB Stuttgart. VfB Stuttgart defeated RB Leipzig by 3-0 in the German Bundesliga. In Italian Serie A, Genoa lost at home to Atalanta by 3-2. Lens defeated AS Monaco. Angels actually played 2-0 in favor of Lyon. Marseille defeated Rennes by 4-0.
So
4-2 rather, to also qualify for the Champions League.
Yeah. And I saw a picture as well of Mason Greenwood.
With his wife?
Yeah, the woman
and
almost,
baby girl.
The woman almost destroyed his career.
I don't know where you place Mason Greenwood this time around, but hey, let me give you this. Mason Greenwood and Ousmane Dembele finished with the same number of goals, 21. So how Marseille defeated Rennes by 4-2. Nantes defeated Montpellier by 3-0. Well, Nice was not nice on Brest. 6-0 in favor of Nice.
They mashed Brest.
They made a mess of the situation, right? PSG defeated Auxerre by 3-1. Whatever it is that you are saying, I'm talking about Brest FC of France, nothing else. Saint-Etienne had lost at home to Toulouse by 3-2. The English FA Cup. We have Crystal Palace defeating Manchester City in Wembley by a goal to nothing. We'll talk. I don't know if it's much of a surprise, though.
I think it is.
I'm not sure it's a surprise. Crystal Palace have been in a wave of a crazy run in this FA Cup. Let me bust your bubble. Crystal Palace conceded only one goal
in the entire campaign.
FA Cup this season.
Exactly.
One goal.
I agree with you.
In the fifth round, they scored 3. In the quarterfinal, they scored 3. In the semi-final, they scored 3. In the final, they scored 1.
Yeah.
They considered only one goal the entire FA Cup campaign. So I mean, it's a solid campaign.
I'm trying to
for
even
them.
wrap my mind, my head around the fact that Erling Haaland decided to hand over the penalty
to Omar Mamouche. He's from a big boy. He has a 9.5 years contract.
Wow.
So he can do and undo. It's on £535,000 per week. So he can undo and undo. He can shoot.
Carry on that Pep Guardiola after his debut season. This is the first time they won't be winning a trophy in the season.
Well, for Haaland,
they won a trophy.
I think the final course continues.
Yeah.
He's here to score in the final for Man City.
Over 7 finals.
He's here to score. So he had the opportunity of scoring, and then he's here to pass the ball to. Maybe we'll come talk about it. I mean, now that Arsenal had finished second, Wolves cannot finish higher than 14th because they are just one round of games to go, except for Manchester City.
Wolves,
Crystal Palace finished 12th. Wolves cannot finish higher than 14.
Yeah, but don't forget they were battling relegation as well.
I care less, man.
Okay.
I care less. Okay, for the English Premier League, Everton played their last game at the Goodison Park. Absolutely emotional for their fans. It's a stadium they've been in over 100 years, since the 18th century. Lost to Nottingham Forest by 2-1, and then both of the goals were dedicated to Nigerian star and striker. I'm talking about Taiwo Awoniyi. Brentford gave us a fantastic West London third goal against Brentford this season. He scored 2 in the reverse fixture at the Craven Cottage, and then he came in and scored a screamer yesterday. Of course, 3-2 in favor of Fulham. Leicester City defeated Ipswich Town by 2-0. Jamie Vardy scoring his 200th goal in 500 games, and after 13 years, he said it's time to say goodbye. 5 trophies. The Premier League was there, actually, the FA Cup. He won one Golden Boot as well, and he's gone down as the greatest player to ever play for Leicester City. Arsenal labored so hard, and then he took the bended like Declan Rice goal to defeat Newcastle United. Anyway, Atletico Madrid also defeated Real Betis by 4-1 in that particular game. For Barcelona, they lost at home to the Yellow Submarine Villarreal by 3-2. Celta Vigo also lost at home to Rayo Vallecano by 2-1. For Las Palmas and Leganes, Leganes got one over Las Palmas in that one. Real Mallorca also lost at home to Getafe by 2-1. Osasuna and Espanyol played a 2-0 victory for Osasuna at home. Real Sociedad actually defeated Girona by 3-2. Villarreal compound the woes of Sevilla, and Valencia and Athletic Club Bilbao actually played 1-0 in favor of Athletic Club Bilbao. Let me quickly run you through the table of the Spanish La Liga as it stands. Of course,
it can't change at all.
It can change. Champions Barcelona with 85 points are already relegated with 16 points in the entire season. That's a bad one.
As well.
Las Palmas with 32 points, Leganes with 37 points, Espanyol with 39 points, Sevilla with 41 points, Girona with 41 points, Deportivo Alaves with 2 last season, and they got relegated this season. I think Girona is, I don't know, they just got lucky.
Yeah.
They just got lucky. They escaped relegation by 1 point.
1 point, exactly.
1 point.
Same as Espanyol as well.
Same as Sevilla.
Yeah.
No, Sevilla is not even done. So Espanyol has 39 points, right?
But they're done. The 38. Yeah.
So they've played just match day 37. So it's only the top that can't change.
Yeah.
The other side can still change. Leganes have 39. They got 37 points.
37 points.
Espanyol have 39. Sevilla's got 41. Girona's got 41. Deportivo Alaves got 41. All of these clubs have a minus goal, and that's what will stand them out. Deportivo Alaves has a minus 10. Girona has a minus 12. Sevilla minus 11. Espanyol minus.
So the thing is,
Leganes minus 20.
Sevilla.
So it's only
Girona,
Las Palmas and Valladolid that are already confirmed relegated.
Yes. So only 2 teams can still get relegated: Espanyol as well as Leganes. Points.
Leganes have 37 points.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So if they win, they can only finish with 4. And if Girona and Sevilla fails to win their games, Espanyol will go top of them.
If Leganes fails to win.
Okay. Let's wait for the last match.
Calculations.
A lot of calculation going on right there. Yeah, to push for an European finish for themselves. Solid season they've had under Claudio Ranieri.
They were battling relegation.
Yes, and then they brought him out of retirement to nothing. Fiorentina also defeated Bologna by 3 goals to 2. Hellas Verona and Como 1907 played a 1-1 draw. Inter Milan and Lazio played a 2-2 draw. Whatever it was that Pedro has against Inter Milan. Maybe he's avenging his Barcelona's defeat to Inter. I don't know. 2 goals for Lazio. Yes, goals came. Maduka Okoye was solid. I had to make a tweet about it. He was having the game of his life. But the point that mattered the most out in these games now.
And it's all
3 on the bounce.
All credit as well to their new manager. He go to the.
Well, for Lecce, defeated Torino by 1-0. Empoli lost 1 away at Monza, and Parma versus Napoli. The last match for the night ended goalless. Napoli would probably have won the game lead yesterday. Well, the Italian Serie A table is just this way. Napoli, after 37 games, 23 wins, 9 draws, and 5 losses, have 78 points. So the title is between Napoli and Inter. So this is the twist. Napoli plays Cagliari at home.
Yes.
That's at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium in the last day. Inter Milan are traveling to Como 1907.
And guess who's the manager of Como 1907? He wants to, and his former manager.
Napoli will certainly win at home against Cagliari.
Exactly.
They'll win. So
they will.
Let me check right now. Cagliari are safe and they can't qualify for Europe
at all.
They are about 11 points away from. Cagliari have drawn the highest number. No.
Como? Is it Como? As a matter of fact,
Como 1907 have drawn the 3rd, 2nd.
But before last weekend's draw against Hellas Verona, Como 1907 have won 6 on the bounce. On the bounce.
Yes, they've won 6 on the bounce.
So they've
drawn the last 2 right now.
No. The last one was against Hellas Verona. That was last weekend. That was the only draw.
The previous game,
they were wins.
They were wins. Yes, they were 6 wins. So that was what kept pushing them up on the table.
Exactly.
So they can't finish lower than 10th
or deficit
because of AC Milan. So their status is safe for next season. I think they'll probably go down as the team of the season.
Yeah.
Well, no disrespect to the ones that win the title. Maybe AS Roma as well. I'm looking for where Roma came from now. Roma can still qualify
for Europe,
for the Champions League.
Yeah, it's possible.
They are just 1 point away from Juventus, and there are 4 teams going to Europe.
To Europe, exactly.
To the Champions League.
In Italy, exactly.
So, if Roma wins their last game and Juve fails to win, Roma would have 69 points. Juve would have Champions League. Oh my word! So
crazy.
at the beginning
against Torino, and Torino, you take a look at them, on the Italian Serie A table. Where exactly are they?
They're 11th.
They're 11th.
Directly behind Como 1907 on 44 points.
Exactly.
So it could go either way.
Either ways.
It could go either, but I'm sure a lot happens to Inter Milan. It's just like PSV versus Ajax. Irrespective of what happens to Inter, the magic again.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I was on X late last night, and I saw a comment from someone. The person said Victor Osimhen should have stayed at Napoli because
to do what exactly?
Because Napoli now is winning the Italian.
But he has won the Turkish league.
Exactly, but which of the league holds greater significance?
Has he not won the Italian league before? So
Yes.
what's the sweetest in there? The first bite is always the sweetest.
Probably.
Fact.
Maybe.
He's won the Italian league already.
Yes.
So he has nothing to prove to anybody.
And he was in Ŝūmeta.
That's what I'm saying.
If he had stayed, he would not have played a part in Napoli's
He
run.
was not registered in the first team for this season.
He would
so
not
what
be
is it for? Are you joking right now?
Nah, come on.
Are you joking right now?
Let us go that way. Nah.
2 league titles in 3 seasons for 2 different countries.
Nah, it's crazy.
Come on, you got to show some little respect,
best striker in the world at the moment.
Show some little respect. Okay, there's a game tonight at the American Express Stadium. It's going to be Brighton versus champions already, Liverpool. And let's see where
champions elect.
I said champions already.
Champions elect, not champions already. They've not been handed the trophy.
You can reject it when they hand you over the top.
By the way, the Premier League trophy was in Lagos as well over the weekend.
So the governor saw it before Arsenal players. That's disrespectful, my friend.
Hello there, your number one sports show on radio, Sports Cruise from 98.3 mainland FM. The cruise never stops.
Give me freedom, give me fire, give me reason, take me higher.
Away from football, let's take other sports. Max Verstappen produced a superb drive to claim victory at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix with Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri finishing second and third. Of course, Verstappen reducing their lead by beating his McLaren teammate to second. Hamilton recovered from 12th to finish 4th on a pulsating as Lando Norris beats McLaren teammate Oscar Piastri to second. Verstappen starting from second past the pole sitter Piastri in an audacious move around the outside of the first chicane on the opening lap before expertly controlling the race from out front till the end. The Red Bull driver was cruising to victory before a late safety car closed up the park, but he is clear once more in a 10-lap start of contention for victory. However, McLaren decision to bring him in for an early first stop backfired as he became stuck in traffic while Verstappen and Norris were able to significantly extend their opening stint. The result sees Piastri drivers' championship lead over the Constructors' Championship to 132 points. Verstappen said after the race that the start itself wasn't particularly great, but I was still on the outside lane. It's because we were in the lead, the car was good, and I couldn't look at my tire, and I could look at my tires. Incredibly proud of everyone. It's been a very important week for us. The car performed really, really well. For Lewis Hamilton, produced a superb recovery drive from 12th on the grid to take a 4th in his first race in Italy for Ferrari. The 7-time world champion benefited from both the safety car and virtual safety car that preceded it, making several passes in the closing lap to claim his biggest Grand Prix finish for Ferrari. Alex Albon was 5th in his second consecutive race after the other Ferrari of Charles Leclerc gave him the position back on the final lap, having come under investigation for forcing the Williams off in a late battle. George Russell was another to lose out on a strategic as he finished 7th after starting 3rd, while a disappointing afternoon for Mercedes was compounded by Kimi Antonelli being forced to retire from his first home race by a throttle issue. Carlos Sainz was 8th to help Williams consolidate their 5th place in the constructor standing. Isaac Jaga confirmed his impressive rookie campaign by taking 9th for Racing Bull, while Yuki Tsunoda produced an impressive recovery from a pit lane start after a huge qualifying crash to take the final point for the Red Bull. So the top 10 standouts are Max Verstappen of Red Bull, Lando Norris of McLaren, Oscar Piastri of McLaren, McLaren, Lewis Hamilton of Ferrari, Alex Albon of Williams, Charles Leclerc of Ferrari, George Russell of Mercedes, Carlos Sainz of Williams, and Isaac Alger of Racing Bull, and Yuki Tsunoda of Red Bull are complete the top 10. Fantastic race we saw there.
Yeah.
Did you see that coming? Especially look like a familiar tough for Max Verstappen. He's won the last 3, and then he made it 4 out of the last 4 to push further his chance of retaining his championship this season.
Well, it was a pretty good tournament, pretty good race. It also coincided with the 600th Grand Prix as well for Ferrari, and also extending their winning record as well. And at the beginning of the race, with Oscar Piastri in pole position, I just felt like the race commenced. So we had Max Verstappen going through under the nose of Oscar Piastri. Mistakes, has a lot of wrong calls from McLaren, and the fact that they had to call Oscar Piastri as well for a pit stop, even when Oscar Piastri not winning that particular one with either of their drivers, in Oscar Piastri as well as Lando Norris. But apart from that, so we also had Lewis Hamilton as also coming up P4 in that one, the first time in this season we will be finishing in P4. And what a sight that was. I saw how happy he was. Let's just hope for a greater and better race. And up next is this weekend, and you know what that is? Monaco Grand Prix.
Exactly. One of my favorite tracks of all time. But hey,
that's meant to be the favorite, not even one of your favorites.
I always say it that Monaco has a status. It's just like saying you're a football lover. You have to love either Messi or Ronaldo, or you love both of them.
Okay.
Almost like the grandfather of all Formula 1 tracks.
Exactly.
I love Azerbaijan, Baku. If I'm ever going to have the opportunity of watching an F1 and all of that, but because Azerbaijan circuit is a street circuit, that's the sweetest part of it. You can literally open your window and see the race cars. Man, that's solid, man. Okay, let's also look at some tennis stories for Alcaraz. It was a massive weekend for him in Rome. Alcaraz defeated the top ranked Jannik Sinner against 7-2, 6-1 to win his first Italian Open on Sunday, and now he's done it 4 straight times that both of them are met. Alcaraz's victory before Sinner's home fans at the Foro Italico snapped the Italian's 26-match winning streak, which stretched back to October 2024 when Alcaraz beat him in the China Open final in a 3-set tiebreaker. I did pretty well from the first to the last point, said the winner Alcaraz. I maintained my level during the whole match. It was Sinner's first tournament back after a 3-month doping ban. I'm just really happy to see Jannik Sinner back at this amazing level, said Alcaraz. I'm sure it wasn't easy for him coming back from the 3 months without playing, and making the final here is something insane. Beating Jannik, winning in Rome, I think both things mixed together to give you a great confidence coming to Paris. I will say that the final is about playing, final is about winning, and I went for it. I just repeated that to myself all of the time. A large number of about 10 people began, and even after Jannik Sinner lost. What next? Alcaraz also solidified his status as the favorite to defend his title at the French Open, which starts next week Sunday. A big at the French Open next.
Exactly.
It will become world number 2.
Exactly. Well, I think I've always loved and got time. They've met, in the 4 times consecutively in the past, and Carlos Alcaraz has.
He has his manual.
He has his manual. And it just shows that Carlos Alcaraz is the only tennis player that can effectively play against Jannik Sinner's style of play. He runs off, both sides of the court, and Jannik Sinner, seems to be that same sort of player. But I mean, I saw bits of the game of Djokovic. It gave that aura.
Stuff. They had a rally of about 21 games.
I think it was 21 exactly. And the fact that both of them were going out at each other, the fact that the both of them they were not willing to let each other take the point, maybe the greatest of their generation when it comes to tennis as well this year.
Well, solid guys. Let's talk about women's tennis. World number 5, Jasmine Paolini made history in Rome and winning both the singles and doubles tennis titles at the 2025 Italian Open. A rare feat achieved after more than 3 decades when Monica Seles, 9 times Grand Slam champions, did it in 1990. Paolini stunned Coco Gauff in straight set to win her 3rd career title and 2nd at the W85 and the 1st since it became a World Tennis Association 1000 event. She then defended her doubles title with Sara Errani, defeating Elise Mertens and Veronika Kuznetsova, making her the 1st Italian woman since Reggie and her 1st woman overall since Monica Seles in 1990 to win both the singles and doubles title in Rome in the same year. Since Serena Williams in 2002, but 55 unforced errors and 7 double faults derailed her chances. Paolini said in an emotional statement, "It doesn't seem real incredible. It's been 2 incredible weeks." To her 1st WTA 1000 crown. The same year, she reached the finals of both the French and Wimbledon Open season alongside Sara Errani, winning titles at the Linz Open, the Italian Open, and the China Open. She also captured Olympic gold medals for Italy in double at the Paris Olympics and climbed to a record high world number 4 in October 2024, tying Francisca Schiavone as the highest ranked back-to-back semi-finals before failing to world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka on both occasions. Although she suffered an early exit in 32 in Madrid, Paolini's historical home win was fueled by form, momentum, and relentless determination. The crowd support added to the moment, but it was a grit that truly carried her to victory and glory. Well, a solid one there for superstar Paolini. I mean, I was really rooting on for Coco Gauff, by the way. She's my favorite since because if you supported Serena Williams and Rafael Nadal, it's only natural for you to jump it down on Coco Gauff and Alcaraz. It's very simple. But did you see this defeat coming for Coco Gauff? She's been phenomenal this year, actually.
I mean, I really didn't see this coming. And also pointing into the fact that Coco Gauff heading into the final also defeated world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka. I know that was actually surprising. A lot of people felt like the American, could go a step further by winning the Italian Open, but obviously Jasmine Paolini had other plans. Don't forget that she was playing on her home turf. She was playing in Italy. Jasmine Paolini is also from Italy, so you know that the Italian crowd will definitely get behind it with loud cheers from the crowd, and he just propelled her, to keep on winning more points. And against Coco Gauff, that I felt at some point I was tired, and it just looked like the stars were just made to align in favor of Jasmine Paolini in that one, also making history in over 40 years as the first Italian woman to win, where she will be able to go from there.
Exactly, that is it. We're hoping that they will be able to bring up their A game to see where they will go from there. It's the Monday edition. 1 or 2 calls before we leave the show today. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay. I have to bring you back to reality now. Matheus Cunha, a £5 million release clause in his contract. Despite interest from other clubs, for Matheus Cunha wants to play for United and has been to contract. And the club are also aware of the conditions for that clause to be met. There have been no direct contact between United and Wolves yet, but both formalities are anticipated once the season is ended. Despite interest from other clubs, Matheus Cunha wants to play for United and has been told that the deal is almost agreed. Cunha thinks United are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and despite our current Premier League position, which is 16th by the way, but Aaron Yalele, leave him go. Well, other transfer stories that have also been rumored to be close to completion is for Bayer Leverkusen's wing back. Talking about Jeremy Frimpong, £35 million release clause activated by Liverpool already. He's due for medical in London today, and he's done it already. Thank you very much. And it could be unveiled. I'm sure immediately the season ends, it will be unveiled. So, well, a good one for Liverpool. Instant replacement for the departing Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Exactly.
I mean, Jeremy Frimpong comes with some impressive stuff.
Yeah, he does.
197 games, 30 goals, 44 assists.
Exactly.
A replacement for Trent.
Well,
there's also Tom Bradley somewhere, right?
Yeah, there's Bradley also around there.
Who's going to be the first choice?
I think Bradley will be.
Why would Bradley be the first point ahead of Jeremy Frimpong?
I mean,
who is Bradley?
Frimpong has to like impress.
Impress who?
First of all, impress.
Impress where?
See, I don't think Jeremy Frimpong is that sort of player that comes in and gets straight in.
Are you joking right now?
Liverpool's not bad Leverkusen. Liverpool's not bad Leverkusen.
Almost 200 games.
I know.
30 goals.
I know. A right back.
Agbatomi, you need to go. I think you're having an hangover of Grandma's birthday party. All right, that's about the size of the package today. Thank you so much. Big shout out to all of the calls that came in that we couldn't pick. Let's apologize for that. Very know that Mondays are always super loaded on the show. Tomorrow is Tuesday. The show returns same time. It's going to be 6 p.m. Same station. Just for that mainland 98.3 FM. Next up is Life is Good with Cordelia Okwe, and that will be from 7 p.m. Stick around. Thank you so much, Agbatomi, for coming through. My name is Okpayemi. They call me the host with the most, and if you're gracious enough, you call me the Sultan of MC. Returns tomorrow. Then we'll look at Liverpool's performance away at the American Express Stadium tonight against Brighton.
Those guys are not sober, I can assure you that.
Forget it. They don't do party finish. Join us tomorrow. Bye.